So you're thinking about moving to Bozeman, Montana? Well, in this video, we're gonna dive into my computer and I'm gonna show you around a Google map just so you can get a feel for where everything is in relation to everything else. You know, different neighborhoods, how close they are to downtown and the airport, things like that. I'll walk you through all of it. If you haven't seen them yet, be sure to check out my other Bozeman videos because this is gonna help you gain a really great perspective on where everything is that I talk about in those videos as well. And stick with me to the end because we are gonna go over a really important factor that some people don't think about when they're thinking about Bozeman, Montana and the Gallatin Valley, especially if you're new to the area. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about Bozeman, Montana and the surrounding areas here in Southwest Montana like Ennis, Big Sky, Livingston, Three Forks, then be sure to subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Bozeman and the surrounding Southwest Montana area. My name is Hallie and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their move to beautiful Southwest Montana, and I absolutely love it. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I would be honored to help you. All my information is in the description below. All right, so let's jump right into it here and look at the general area of Bozeman and some different places nearby. So this is the overall Bozeman area here, but generally speaking, I would actually also, and most people do, consider Four Corners a definite part of Bozeman there as well. So let's zoom out just a little bit here and you can get a really good feel for where it is overall. We are tucked right here in Southwest Montana. You'll see, now I'm way zoomed out here. Bozeman is right here in the southwest corner of Montana. And you'll see that, you know, if you head south from Bozeman, you're going to hit Big Sky and West Yellowstone. And this right here is Yellowstone National Park. Well, it goes further south than that, but you get the idea there. So that's the first thing. Obviously, there's an international airport here. There's a great hub for travel and tourism, of course, here. So let's zoom back in and take a look a little bit closer at the area. So as I mentioned, you could head south right here out of town and head towards Big Sky. Lone Mountain is an absolutely incredible, that's the Big Sky, Big Sky Resort rather. So if you head south, you're gonna hit Big Sky Resort. Lone Mountain is over 11,000 feet. It's an absolutely incredible ski area in general there. So that's a really nice thing to know about if you are an outdoor or skiing enthusiast, I should say. Now, if we zoom in some more, okay, as I mentioned, you can go south towards Big Sky down here. If you head east, you're gonna hit Livingston, which is another town very nearby, really cool little mountain town. And then northwest is kind of the main way people are gonna get out of town, either direction really, depending on where you're going. Of course, this highway, Interstate 90, goes west towards Livingston and Billings. And then of course, through Belgrade to Manhattan, you're gonna head northwest on I-90 that way. And then the airport is right here in Belgrade. So let's take a look at how close that is. The airport is right here just outside of Belgrade. So really easy access to everything in Bozeman. There's several different ways that you can go. You don't have to take the interstate to get over there, but it's a great location in terms of having that international airport, you know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending on where in Bozeman you are. It's really not a bad drive at all. Now, one of the things that I did talk about in one of my other videos was the Four Corners area, that west end of Bozeman, and some of the different awesome places to go, things to do. I know I highlighted the Bozeman Hot Springs, which is an amazing spot just on the west end of Bozeman right here. And Four Corners, some of the neighborhoods that we looked at are right in here. There's another one just over here. And so you get the idea. Of course, that golf course that we talked about, which is absolutely incredible. Black Bull Golf Community is right back in this area. So lots going on the west end of Bozeman. Also, of course, lots going on in downtown as well. So let's dive in a little bit more here and show you a few different, you know, cool places to check out. Okay, so before we dive into like the full downtown area of Bozeman, I also wanted to highlight a couple other things on the west end here, really close to some of these neighborhoods like Valley West. We've got some great dining and shopping known as the Market, which I featured in one of my other, the West Bozeman video. So you've got Sidewinder's Grill and Tanglewood and some other great shopping and stuff going on right here. Some really cool businesses in there. So if we zoom back out a little bit and head downtown on Main Street here, really great historical downtown area. We've got the Emerson Center for Arts and Culture. The Lark is a really amazing, recently fully renovated motel, great like character and everything right downtown there. We've got Sweet Peaks ice cream and jam, which is phenomenal breakfast. So you get the idea, lots of different dining and shopping going on right here downtown. Let's look at this as a satellite because I think that'll help us get a better feel for it all. So we've got the Western Cafe, everything right here along Main Street, and Montana Ale Works, which is it's an incredible restaurant. So Montana Ale Works is dining, drinks, pool tables, you name it. It's very well known. One of the best, usually voted one of the best restaurants in Bozeman. So that is the downtown area. And of course it's historic. So we've got various buildings here that are, older and really well taken care of or recently renovated or restored. There's the Baxter Hotel that I mentioned in one of my other videos. And then we've got the Kimpton Armory Hotel with the Sky Shed upstairs. You really can't see it here, but it's got this really great rooftop bar. So some really amazing places downtown here. It's kind of a hub for the coffee shops, the dining, bars, things like that. And of course, downtown also features a lot of different events and activities in the summer, especially. So this whole section of Main Street will close down for our Christmas stroll. It'll also close down in the summertime, Thursday evenings for what's called Music on Main. There's food vendors lined up and live music, really fun time there. And then an arts festival called the Sweet Pea we do parades along this route as well. And then a little bit further over here, you'll come to the public library. The public library is a fantastic little spot right here on the east end of Main Street. It's got a trail that goes back here into the park. It's where the Bozeman Farmers Market is located. Lindley Park is where the Sweet Pea Arts Festival actually takes place. So we've got this library with a great, tons of green space there. And then this lovely park back here that features, music and arts festivals and things like that during the summer. Every year in August, in fact, is when the Sweet Pea Arts Festival happens. And it just takes over this whole park. It's really amazing with activities for everyone, really. Music, all kinds of stuff going on. And then there's the Bozeman Sculpture Park. And as you move down here, you'll see this whole trail system here. You can see it goes way out of town. So just really great opportunities for recreation in the mountains and rivers and everything that I've already mentioned in those other videos also. But you'll see, the proximity to mountains and everything that Bozeman has to offer here in great proximity is absolutely phenomenal. So that trail heads south of town here and it just keeps going, and you'll see that it really basically just goes all the way to the mountains. And you'll see there are so many opportunities for outdoor recreation here. You've got the trails, the parks, the rivers, you name it, in the mountains, everything. So in particular, I'm glad we're in satellite mode here because we've got trailheads here at Triple Tree. That'll take you up into these mountains here. There is Sourdough, Kirk Hill, Leverage Canyon, over here towards Highlight Canyon. And all of these areas are places that you can go explore, waterfalls, trails, absolutely incredible views. And that's south of town. And then of course, if you head over here, we've got the Bridger Mountains, you've got Saddle Peak, Baldy. There's some really phenomenal hikes over here, as well as on this side of the road there. So absolutely stunning views, all directions there with the mountains and recreational opportunities. All right. So one thing I also wanted to highlight is Montana State University. It's one of the biggest employers here in Bozeman. It's also home to just over 16,000 students, I believe, this fall that are enrolled and attending Montana State University. So great employer, just an absolute staple of the community in terms of activities and different things there. So that's this whole area here. It's a great spot here just south of Main Street, kind of in the heart of South Bozeman, really. And of course, the field house and the stadium for various host concerts and sporting and all kinds of things there. So we've got a great college sports as well. Now, other employers you're going to find here are Bozeman Deaconess, which is now actually Bozeman Health. So that's a really big employer here. There are several different clinics in different areas. There's actually a clinic in Big Sky. There's one in Belgrade. So it's a really great other employer here. Another big employer in the area is going to be outdoor companies like Simms Fishing, Kenetrek Boots, Mystery Ranch Backpacks, things like that. So we've got great employers like that and various tech companies as well. So you'll see a Simms Fishing right over here, as well as Kenetrek Boots right there. And then Mystery Ranch is on the other end of Bozeman. So great opportunities there. Of course, there's also, like I said, various tech companies in the area too. I believe there's a Schedulicity office and other, big employers like that. So it's a really great area with those kinds of opportunities as well. And then one of my favorite places down here near Montana State University is the Museum of the Rockies. Absolutely such a cool place that we have here in Bozeman, kind of a gem of the area. I'm going to show you on their website some of the exhibitions that they currently have. There's always a dinosaur complex. We've got this really incredible T-Rex that has been here for such a long time, the Living History Farm. There's exhibits about Yellowstone. And then of course, there's always rotating exhibits as well. So there's some really cool stuff going on there at the Museum of the Rockies. So some stats about Bozeman. So the population of this area is about 54,000 currently. I think just a little bit over that. And it has grown a lot in the past few years. People are coming here for a lot of different reasons. People are able to do remote work now, and it's a great place to live. In fact, it's been called the most livable place, just generally speaking. That's kind of a Visit Bozeman tagline, if you will. And then there are 8 public elementary schools, 2 public middle schools, and 2 public high schools. Of course, there are private schools as well, if that's more what you're looking for. Now, if we zoom back in here a little bit more, you're going to find, I wanted to highlight some of the main thoroughfares. So this is Main Street. This is 7th Avenue. That's going to take you through to another interstate, of course, there with various businesses and hotels along there. And then 19th, this is kind of a main thoroughfare that connects the south part of Bozeman here to some of these businesses in the north. This is where Costco is. Lots of great neighborhoods and stuff around this area as well here. So you'll see lots of different great neighborhoods in here. In fact, a favorite is this Harvest Creek neighborhood right here. You're going to see various parks all over the area, this being one of the biggest, the Gallatin County Regional Park, and there's a little dinosaur park there. There's more here. And then of course, the various parks in the actual neighborhoods themselves. So really lovely neighborhoods, especially on that end of town too. And lots of businesses spread out all over the area. So it really kind of depends on what kind of environment you are looking for. But we've got the neighborhoods near the university, those heading out more towards the mountains here. There's several great neighborhoods, especially near various schools here as well. And then if you head a little bit further south, you're going to find some really, really lovely homes. So these are going to be some of the higher priced homes over here in Triple Tree. These are spread out, usually have larger lots. Perhaps if you wanted to have, horses, things like that. This is a nice area that's near town. There's some really lovely neighborhoods south of town here as well, close to the Sourdough Trailhead, and over here heading towards Highlight also. So there's some really great areas on the outskirts if you're looking for a little bit more space, or if you want to be more in town. Still some green space all around you, of course. And some of the neighborhoods that I explored in my downtown Bozeman video are right in here also. You get a feel for, the recreation and different things. There's a big park over here. There's 2 more golf clubs or golf courses. And then you head straight back in here towards the mountains, of course, with all those trailheads and everything. So there's a lot of different environments or different areas that you could choose depending on what you're looking for. All right, so let's dive into one other thing here. I want to show you some statistics and whatnot about the area. Year to date, the median sales price is $882. Closed sales so far this year, 476. Median days on market is just 6. You know, things are still going for a list price. The median sold dollars per square foot here is 397. You know, new listings 790 for the year. So you get an idea. We are, of course, it's hard to compare to 2021, of course, right now, being that we are not to the end of the year yet, but this just gives you an idea of what things looked like. You know, the median square foot, price per square foot, excuse me, is up from last year. We're seeing a lot of different things still up from last year, but maybe just starting to settle down just a little bit in terms of how many active listings there are and how quickly things are moving. There are currently 241 active listings in Bozeman right now. So just to give you a snapshot of this point in time, there are 241 active listings. So let's look through a few of those active listings and just kind of look at the area. You can get an idea here. Some very high price points as well as some things that are a bit more affordable. This is just the general Bozeman area here. So we can zoom in and let's look at something over here near the golf course, for instance. Nice little condo, perhaps it looks like. Let's take a look here. Yeah, lovely little condo off the golf course in that area. You can see from the photos, lots of trees, lots of green space here. Let's go back over to the map and give you another idea of some things going on here. There's a nice home here, just under $1 million. Looks like a single family home, older home perhaps, but you can see most places here have a great focus on, you know, having a nice backyard and having really lovely landscaping and green space nearby. That's a really high focus in this area. Everybody likes to get outdoors for the most part. Let's look over here on the west end of Bozeman a little bit more, give you an idea of some slightly more affordable options. We look in the Norton Ranch neighborhood. You'll get a little bit bigger yard, a little bit nicer, newer perhaps, because it is on the west end of Bozeman. So some really nice photos and a really great home, it looks like, with a nice fenced off backyard, and look at those views. So that gives you an idea of a few different price points, a few different homes in the area. Of course, we can take a peek at something over here in the Triple Tree subdivision as well. Let's go south. All right, this was listed at $4.5 million on the south end of Bozeman. Absolutely gorgeous home, of course, quite a bit larger. Just gives you an idea of the types of homes that are currently listed here in Bozeman. Overall, that should give you a really good idea of what, you know, the homes and neighborhoods and the location in general is around here and what we have to offer. And if you're looking for, you know, closer to town versus outside of town and a little bit more space, and if you're looking for even more land, you might be looking to go just outside of Bozeman a little bit further into Manhattan or Three Forks, places like that I will be covering in future videos here coming up soon. So as you can see, lots of major roads going different directions. No matter where you are, it's very easy to navigate if you're looking to head downtown for dinner or go out into the mountains. So as I said before, Bozeman is known as the most livable place. Of course, you will want to take into account that we do experience winters here. We do experience all 4 seasons. Sometimes winter crowds its way into spring and fall though. So it's really important to take into account for transportation and getting around and what that looks like and what you're comfortable with. I will be doing a video once the snow starts flying here about what to expect for winter. So keep an eye out for that. But essentially what's important to know is that winters can be a little long and a little bit intense at times. It varies, of course. But what that does mean is that it's great for skiing and other outdoor winter activities as well. It really is a wonderful, beautiful area here in Southwest Montana. You know, there's a lot of different homes and different price points. Bozeman has so much to offer and it is still growing quite a lot. So in the meantime, if you want to check it out, be sure to give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and I would be honored to help you find your place here in Bozeman or anywhere else in Southwest Montana.